peacefully, the party learned a little bit more about some of the complexities of the situation they're walking into. They learned that there are some lizard folk that think as Hosk does, that what Otum is trying to do is not what they want to do, and that Otum is seemingly risen by force. They learned that there are regions of the lizard folk lair that they've been told not to go, and Hosk departed with some of these new acquaintances. A noise drawing the party's attention caused them to topple a watchtower, and after crossing a small body of water, they came across the obscenity screaming, racist slur uttering, panicked bit of a mess that was Zeum Fogbender.
What a guy.
Hey, wasn't that racist?
Seemingly joining forces, the now group of 5 made their way past a region of the lizard folk lair that seemed to be infested by spiders of various size. The webbing coating trees, all plant life, and if it weren't for some pretty good stealth rolls, there might have been a more intimate encounter with some of the denizens of this region of the lair. Coming out the other side unscathed, the party then bore witness to a kind of ritual summoned by the beating of drums and the manipulations of a larger red lizard folk that wears a skull atop his head. And the party can only assume that this is Otum, the one that they've heard of. Seemingly at his call, a giant snake was summoned forth out of this fissure in the ground that was seemingly filled with branches, bones, other kinds of detritus and debris. But this creature surged forth and devoured 2 captives that were restrained nearby. After allowing the serpent and the amassed crowds of lizard folk, both soldiers and non-combatants, to disperse, about 15 to 20 minutes went by, I think we said, before the party attempted to cross the fissure which they had seen this large serpent. And after a near tumble into the crevasse itself, coming up out of this fissure was not the large green and gold scaled giant snake that they had seen before, but instead a series of kind of small dark violet snakes. First 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, and a large swarm of them surges forth up and out of this fissure and heading in the direction of the party. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Were we not all running?
Well, we'd have to roll initiative.
We have to find out what happens.
Sweet.
I need to find my character.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Wait. Did
You have to click your character before you can click the initiative.
click my
You have to
character?
select your icon on the map.
Oh, which icon am I?
You're the black and white Gene Wilder photograph.
Oh, yeah, obviously. How do I... Okay, so I just have it selected and then do it?
And then you click initiative.
Alright.
Shit. One moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a a convenience, a clever convenience that Zium happens to look a lot like Gene Wilder. I mean, it's not saying he is Gene Wilder.
Just there are some similarities.
Coincidentally, they look similar.
Does he sometimes break into song about his dreams?
Well, he does sometimes break into song because he's a bard.
Oh.
I have to remember this character. It's been a while since I thought about it.
You shut up, alright? I'm not able to do this every week. Okay, I think that's everybody.
Back.
Excuse me. Oh wait, are you guys like waiting on me or something?
No.
HBG's
We got
chowing down.
everybody's. No, I'm finished here. Everybody's got their initiatives in.
Yep.
Okay, so Zium and Honos, you two, seemingly having taken in the situation a little faster than the rest of your companions, are acting first.
So I see.
You see
Madonna
surging up out of
snakes?
the fissure is what appears to be a kind of. It looks almost like a woven piece of fabric with the kind of intertwining nature of the snakes themselves, but it is just this moving mass of snakes. And even just eyeballing it, you can make easily 40.
It sounds like a lot of snakes. Well, I would like to pee my pants just a tad,
All right, just a little bit.
and then I would like to cast Shatter on whatever the center of mass of the snakes is, because I want to hit as many snakes as possible.
Okay. So what's the casting range on Shatter?
The range is 60 feet. The area is a 10-foot radius.
Okay, and where are you casting it? Oh, I gotta resize everybody a little bit. Because Theon is not 6 feet across.
So, are we? Help me to understand. I only see one snake. Is that
Well,
because
where that
the rest are like still below the cliff? Or
No, what that is essentially these snakes are not diverging, they are all clustered together in one central spot. And they seem to move together. This is not one snake acting on its own, this is a swarm of snakes that are acting with kind of a mob mentality.
I see. Okay, well, I would like to target it like slightly beyond them so that it hits them, and if there's any more snakes also coming behind them, it might hit them too.
All right, so could you ping it where you're gonna? Okay, so right there, like over top of the chasm or fissure.
Yeah, just like 5 feet past the snakes themselves, so that the spell will hit them
And not us.
and not us.
Alrighty, so it's a 10-foot thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's far enough back. Okay, so I'd say you'd have to do it about like the midpoint of the fissure then to hit the swarm of snakes that you can see and not your party members.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Zium is freaked out by that many snakes, and he thinks there might be a lot more, even if he's wrong. So he wants a giant area of snake killing. Might be totally superfluous if it's only one pack, but
Okay, so let's see this.
it's a con save for the snakes.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw. What is your spell DC?
I believe it's 14.
Oh, I gotta get my dice. Give me a sec. You said 17?
14 is the
14.
spell
Okay.
DC.
All right, and with a roll of 5 and a mod of 0, they fail to save. Roll 3d8 thunder damage.
Nice. Roll. 15.
All right, 15 damage. All right, just to make sure, I got a yep.
Good roll.
All right, so Honos, you need to describe what's happening on your turn as well, because these two things unfold simultaneously.
I'm gonna book it.
All right, you are gunning it. What direction are you
I'm
gunning?
I'm no good against swarms of things. Were we gonna head east or north? I forgot. I think east.
We were heading east, yes, in front of the cake, yes.
I'm gonna move. Actually, I'm gonna move north and take a look-see. Take a quick look-see what's up there.
Okay, are you doing like a bonus action hiding or any of this business?
Not yet. I just wanna look north.
Okay. Some things that would take you over there. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the thing I wanted. Okay, so we'll say you take 20 feet of movement, and as you peer forward further into the darkness, make a perception check. Okay, 15. Okay, so as you are looking around in this kind of newly discovered area, you see a series of pools of water and kind of branches of land that sprawl between them and form a kind of interconnected small series of pathways. The pools themselves range in diameter. There are some as small as 6 feet across. There are some as large as 15, 20, or bigger. And in some cases, they meet up with some of the thick and dense kind of foliage and plant matter of the layer itself, so that you can't really see past them, but the water itself does continue beyond what you can see. So essentially, there are portions of it that the density of trees themselves actually grow up out of part of where the water disappears into, and you can't tell how much further it goes. And let me just reveal the area. As you are scouting around, you don't really see any. You don't catch any movement, but it is rather dark here, so you can't really see that far into it. There are actually no torches in this area. You do notice the recently trodden earth of many of the lizard folk that fled this, or not fled, but left this way after the ritual reached its conclusion. And what you can see is in one of the larger pools off to your left, there is a small disruption in the normal surface of the water.
Nope.
Go
Nope.
that way.
I'm gonna move. I guess I'll take my dash as my bonus. Move down here. Pick up a torch. and say, let's get out of here before those tiny snakes call big snakes.
So as you are turning around and hightailing it, you do hear a kind of like a burble or almost like a bubble
Nope.
kind of escaping from the surface of the water and popping behind you. And it does seem to disturb the kind of the surface of the slimy film that covers most of this water in and amongst things like lily pads and other large pieces of plant matter. So okay, you had 10 feet of movement left. How much you used? How much of that to get over to this torch?
I'm gonna
I think you're about here.
bonus and dash. And then
Okay,
use my,
so-
use my action to pick up the torch.
All right. Well, I'll say if your bonus action is dashing, you still have probably 20 feet of movement left.
I'm good where I am for now. I don't want to appear to be.
You've got the torch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorwin,
Arrange to help just in case.
you're up. Make a nature check with advantage because you've experienced this forest for a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With advantage. Yay.
So you do recognize the snakes that you've actually been exposed to up until now. You recognize the ones in front of you are violet with kind of small yellow specks that seem to lie almost in very, very small scales underneath the purple that cover most of the exterior of the snake. And you do recognize that these are snakes that do tend to function in colonies or groups, and they are poisonous snakes.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Or I
I
should say
move
they're venomous because if
away
they bite
from
you, they
them.
will poison you.
I want to
okay.
get out of here too. I don't know. I have nothing to do. I have no spells left really, other than like healing spells. I run behind people.
Wait, when did you use up all your spells?
Well, we haven't had like a rest in a while.
Nice, that's right. It is getting fairly late at night.
Yeah. I have like call lightning, and I'm not going to do that because that's just going to bring more snakes. So
Wait, hang on.
I walk away.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to resolve this before that happened. My mistake. Honos, as you are stepping backwards and kind of beginning this whole process where you're looking off, you hear behind you what sounds almost like a kind of high-pitched whine, but you're not really sure where it's coming from before that whine breaks into an ear-piercing screech and then a sound that is like the shattering of glass, but it is of a lower tone. And in your mind, it'd be the sound of like a very, very large piece of glass being smashed by something, or a great amount of water being dropped from a very high height onto a hard surface. And the rest of you see this, the rest of the party sees this distortion as Zium finishes this incantation and reaches both hands out. And this sound emanates from right over top, or from behind where the snakes are coming out of this fissure. And this distortion swells all of a sudden into white light, expanding rapidly. And as it does, you can see the flesh of what appear to be 10 to 12 of these snakes just torn and rent, and bits of snake go flying everywhere.
Kaboom.
All right, and that is Zium's damage resolved. Okay, Honos, you've acted. Sorwin, you're up now. Sorry about that.
I go grab a torch too. A torch sounds like a good idea.
By the way, Kieran, we can also see your initiative rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a torch.
What, you can see where the snakes are?
No, we can see the initiative roll for the snakes in chat.
Oh, I see. I will change that. Thank you. Oh yeah, look at that. Public for all to see. Not no more they ain't.
Damage, Rick.
Well, I mean, they're still there.
You're right. It's all over. No more fun left.
But we also have the
All right, that's
turnover.
it. We're gonna shut down the campaign.
Yeah.
Game over, man.
Thanks for coming.
Game
All right,
over,
so
man.
Sorwin,
I
you have revealed this fact to yourself.
Hmm?
You remember this fact about the snakes. What do you do? Go get a torch. Where?
and I yelled, "They're poisonous snakes,
What color are they?
purple with yellow specks." Classic poisonous snake colors.
They're not poisonous. They're just misunderstood.
They're just yeah, and I want to get out of here too. I don't want to stick around. I want to attack snakes. Sounds like a terrible time. Send Big Mo in there. Send the snake crusher in. I motioned to Big Mo.
It's a shame we lost our paladins.
Can paladins do something with snakes?
No, but I think they can be immune to poison when they're at a certain level. Okay, so you have said this. So where is the torch? The nearest torch to you is either the cluster that is there near the center of the chasm, or back across the chasm from whence you came.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here and look around and grab a torch.
Okay, you head over there. It's going to take all 30 of your movement. You can go ahead and move. And you're going to look around, make a perception check.
Perception. Oh yeah.
As you're grasping this torch and pulling it up out of the ground, and it's a pretty hefty sized torch. Like you have to actually carry this with both hands. As you are moving it around, you look about at all the footprints that have crossed by this area, and you are able to slowly pick out a couple that you know belonged to that larger red one that you saw before, the one you can only assume is Otum. And as you move the torch around, you notice that his footprints are not only a little bit larger than a lot of the other ones, but there is a distinct kind of the coloration of the earth underneath where his feet stood seems to be markedly darker than the earth around it, as if the weight of his form had kind of pressed deeper into the dirt and exposed kind of more fresh, moist, darker dirt beneath that. That's what you see.
And I see them heading east.
You see the majority of footprints heading east from here, yes. There are no west-heading footprints from this position.
Okay. End my turn.
All right. Okay. At this point, the snakes swarm forward. Oh, what are you doing? That should be part of the map. All right, and they are going to... you know what? I'm going to roll for it with the attack. Okay, these snakes surge forward. And actually moving some of them running over top of your boots, Theon, as you sidestep backwards, but they seem to have kind of homed in on what is the largest source of heat that they can detect. And they are moving.
It's his dick.
Yeah, it is pretty hot.
And they actually surge within your space. So Morris, you see these snakes coming, and as they all just kind of wind around, some of them moving over top of and around the feet of your companion Theon, they seem to surge up and around your body and actually kind of climbing over each other and along your limbs and actually climbing up your legs until most of your lower body is kind of surrounded in this, and the rest of you look, and Morris is just covered with these snakes that then begin to, several of which just bite into him.
Did you say they bit me?
Many of these snakes then sink their fangs into you and bite you.
Oh, that's not good. Let me guess. They don't like the taste of my blood because of the high alcohol content.
To my knowledge, you haven't been drinking much today.
Oh.
Okay, I need you to make a. Oh, actually, hang on. I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. So as many of these snakes
Your
actually
microphone.
Your mic.
is not happening.
Like,
Move it around.
like move the cord around.
How about now?
Better.
Mhm.
Better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as many of these snakes kind of rear back and bite, a lot of them actually manage to catch kind of things like the tough leather of your boots, and they're relatively small animals, so they don't have very large fangs themselves. So a lot of the bites that actually latch onto you don't actually make purchase into your skin, and you are still covered by these things, but none of all the bites, none of them actually seem to have broken skin and actually managed to make it into your bloodstream.
Stop,
Oh.
tap, and roll.
The weight would certainly kill him, right?
Is that the Gragas technique of killing snakes? Just
Barrel
fall
into
on
him.
them, fat on them.
Honos, it's at this point that you see. Oh, whoa, what just happened? Okay, never mind. You see coming up over the side of the fissure is a similar grouping and coloration of snakes, and more of them seem to just continue to pour out of this fissure, and you have no idea how many might be in there. But another group of them, seemingly as large as the one before, comes up out of the fissure to whatever has kind of disturbed them. Let's see, how much movement do they have? 30. Okay, so it would have been 10 to get out.
We're all gonna die.
20.
We're all soldiers now.
We're all snake food now.
Don't eat me!
Ow!
I'm gonna roll for it.
Joe, I don't think your character is anywhere close to being eaten.
I'm gonna get eaten. No. My
Mo is
We're all
literally
eaten now.
covered in snakes, and you're worried about the one being eaten.
I'm gonna be wirelessly eaten.
All right, so Sorwin, this grouping of snakes then surges forward, charging towards you. And in a similar way, or in similar fashion to what happens to your. Oh, no. All right. So, Sorwin, these snakes, in a similar fashion to what happened, or what you see to your friend Morris, they coil around your lower body and actually wrap all around you. Some of them you can feel kind of work their way like down into your boots. Others are like trying to get underneath some of your clothes. And they are swarming and coursing around your lower body. You don't get bitten, but they are on top of you.
Stop, drop, and roll.
So, who loves snakes?
Yeah, maybe they're just really friendly. They're
Not
just giving us,
Samuel
like,
L.
snake
Jackson.
hugs.
They're looking for games, medical herbs.
Yeah. And I can't find it. It's up my
Speak-
butt.
Speak with woodland creatures.
Yeah.
Convince the snakes that we're their
You
friends.
know, I tried this with a squirrel and it didn't go very well, so
Yeah, I doubt it's going to go well with swarms of poisons.
I got rid of that spell. It's ineffective.
Some of you also hear from the north the sound of water being disturbed and kind of heavy slapping footfalls.
We're dying.
Slap, slap, slap.
All right, Theon, you're up.
Okay. Now, is this thing literally covering Mo? Or is it like, can I still hit it without hitting Mo?
The swarm of snakes. Okay, so there are still a very large amount of them that are kind of clustered around his lower body that if you were to target them directly, you would not hit Morris. But a number of these snakes are still kind of covering him as well. So if you
Okay.
try and attack them, depending on what you're attacking with, you may be at disadvantage.
Okay. So in Home Alone style, I'm going to grab my staff and just start like wailing down at the snakes and just beating them. And I cast Booming Blade.
All
How
right,
is that
make your
Home Alone
casting a booming
style?
blade.
How is that Home Alone style?
Like the spider. You know, like the dude beating the crap out of it. I don't know. That's what I just thought of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have to make a melee attack with your weapon.
Yes. And that is quarterstaff.
Does that say 0 thunder damage?
Well, he didn't put the
Yeah,
numbers in there.
yeah,
Okay.
the guy has to move first.
Booming blade with a
Wait, maybe I'm doing
Got a
that
You
wrong.
blade.
did something.
1d8 plus -1.
You would
I
add your
have an-
proficiency
I-
modifier
I
if you're
have a
proficient with
negative-
quarterstaffs.
Yeah,
is
you
your
have a-
strength -1?
Well, I think quarterstaff can be dexterity as well.
Yes, it is actually. But hang on.
I don't think quarterstaff's
No,
a finesse weapon.
Yeah, quarterstaff's not finesse.
Sure it is.
Is it?
Depends on how you use it.
Very finesse-like.
Grabbed my book.
It says properties versatile.
That just means one or two-handed.
You're farting again on your mic.
That just means one or two-handed.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm thinking of for monks. I'm so used to looking at that shit for monks.
So I
Yeah,
literally
right.
got 0.
What? Okay, so that's
I got
so you
zero.
rolled a 9 plus your 3 for your proficiency minus 1.
I rolled
Okay.
a 1 and I got a -1.
On your attack roll, you rolled a 9.
One of you is talking about the attack roll, the other's talking about damage.
Yeah, I'm
As
talking
we're
about damage.
miscommunicating.
So, Theon, you swing your staff and try and plunge it downwards into the snakes you see swarming around Morris's feet. And as you jab forward, enough of them react and swerve out of the way that the quarterstaff just impacts into the ground, and you do not make contact with your target, and so the spell does not take effect.
Okay. And do they get a reaction attack?
What?
I forgot the word for it.
You haven't moved out of any of their space.
If I moved out of his space, will they attack me? Because
They're swarming
on
Morris.
him. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna move between the snakes.
Alrighty, you move 15 feet in that direction. You have 15 feet of movement left. And a bonus action, I think.
That's my turn.
Alrighty then, Morris, you're up.
How far up my lower body are they?
They're up to like mid-thigh. They will be inbound on your balls in not too long.
Okay, I think this will work. I'm gonna pull out my great axe and just swing it very close to my legs. And hopefully nothing goes wrong.
Okay, make your great axe attack.
I think. Hold on. Change of plans. I rage first. I
Okay,
think I
you're
still got
raging.
rage.
You're so mad at these snakes.
Yes. I don't like things climbing on me. Well, I don't like snakes climbing on me. So I'll use that. I got one left. And I'm gonna attack recklessly when I do this. Oh, gross. I guess I didn't need to attack recklessly.
Well, you did anyway.
Yeah.
So in a truly reckless fashion, you aim like really uncomfortably close to your leg and bring your axe down, managing to cleave about 7 or 8 snakes on the way by, dealing a total of 15 damage. Actually, 15 damage, I think. All right, so with the amount of snakes that were blown apart by the shatter spell, and then you bringing your axe down on the largest grouping of them that you can see, cleaving a number of snake bodies just in half, wounding others, and causing a number of them to kind of scatter away in fear. There are only a few snakes that are actually left on you, but they do still continue to kind of work their way around your legs and working their way upwards. All right, and that ends Morris's turn, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you get the second attack,
Actually,
right?
you have moved. Wait, you made the second attack?
Yeah, because I can attack twice.
In which case, as a result of the second attack, you cleave enough of the remaining snakes that whichever ones are still around you flee and are no longer interested in biting any part of you,
Sweet.
and they run away back into the fissure.
So then I guess I'll start walking towards game with that done.
All right.
Right up next to him.
Oh yeah.
And I'm done.
Okay, Ziam Honos, you're up.
Can snakes hear things?
Snakes don't really hear so much as they have tremor sense. So, well, you don't really know that, but okay. To your knowledge, snakes don't really hear.
The snake fell off the initiative order.
That may have been intentional. I'm just Ziam's trying to decide whether he wants to mock the snakes, but if they can't hear, it seems like a bad idea.
I think you need to share a language, don't you?
I think vicious mockery, the creature has to be capable of understanding language. Yes.
I mean, some spells, they just have to,
Let's check with Amybot.
like dissonant whispers, for instance. They don't have to understand language, but if they're deafened, then they automatically succeed the save. I just don't know about snakes and their sense of hearing.
If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you.
Right, so I don't know if snakes would be able to hear me or not. All right, never mind.
Well, it doesn't list any languages, but it also doesn't list that they're deaf. So I'm going to say that, yeah, they can hear you. I can't think of a reason why they couldn't.
Okay, I'm going to just travel a little bit closer to my friends, and then I'm going to give some words of encouragement to the man with snakes on him in the form of bardic inspiration as a bonus action.
All right, how are you going to inspire him?
I'm going to say, those snakes are pieces of crap, and they couldn't hurt a fly. I don't know.
I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out.
And yet the calm and soft reassurance of your new companion is enough to help still your nerves just a little bit.
Everything's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, and
It's
then
gonna
I'm
be
gonna just totally insult the snakes and say that like they're worthless and their mom doesn't like them, and all that kind of stuff.
All right, roll your damage.
I'm dead.
Actually, I guess make your spell attack roll.
I don't know if I have this set up right. Do I have this set up right?
Looks like it.
Yes, and
It's not an attack. I don't think.
No, I just have to make a saving throw, so you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about the attack.
I have it. Like,
well,
in
he
my-
has to roll a 1d4 for damage.
In my app, it's a lot better. Yeah, you're right. It's a wisdom save. So, go for the wisdom save. Same DC.
They rolled a natural 15, so it saves.
Okay, so I think that there's no effect on.
Correct,
Save.
there is no effect.
Yeah, this is a cantrip.
Right.
All right. Yeah, so then I'm done.
All right. Honos, you're up. You have a torch in your hands.
I'm gonna start dashing east. Start running east. I'm gonna make a go over here. I'm gonna take a stab at these snakies, and then I'm gonna move on.
All right, make your attack roll. All right,
And then sneak attack.
and you roll your snark attack. All right, as you bring your dagger down, you are running by. You see them again swarming around, and you notice a large surge of them. Almost, they're kind of moving so synchronously and harmoniously that it's almost as if several of the snakes are moving as one large one, and you aim for that. Honos, Sorwin, you're a little concerned when you see Honos bring his dagger around and jam it in towards your thigh. But as it's coming down, it actually impacts with this mass of snakes that you did not see coming, and were headed directly for sensitive areas. And as he jams the dagger in there and draws it downwards, he actually impacts and cuts through a considerable number of snakes. If some have not been lethally damaged, they've been hit enough and incurred enough damage to their form to lose the will to fight.
Nice. My Ghiblis are safe.
And then I run away.
From the pain.
Okay, yeah, you can get about 20 feet further. So we'll say a little further like that.
Run
Well,
away.
actually, no, you decide how far you want it to go.
Run away.
Run to the red box.
Run away. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, Sorwin, you're up.
So are all the snakes that were on me incapacitated or dead?
There,
With
he
this
did
big
enough damage.
fiery
He did
club.
enough damage to the snakes to deter quite a few of them, but there's still a number of snakes that are on your form.
Okay. Can I use my fiery club to hit them and light some on fire?
You certainly can.
I would like to light them on fire and hit them with a club. Fire.
All right, hit him with a club and light him on fire.
What am I rolling?
I don't know. Roll your club swing / fire thing. Well, I'm not actually sure how you're pulling this off. Clubbing them with fire.
I guess I'm just gonna roll an attack, right? I'm just not gonna use my staff. I'm gonna use this fiery club. Can I do
When you
that?
say
Oh, you mean-
fiery club, you mean
the
torch?
Yeah, my
You're
torch.
trying to use the torch?
Yeah, my fiery club.
Okay, so the torch is pretty large, and you're gonna try and like maneuver the fire to deter some of these snakes.
I want to give him like a good old baseball bat swing. I want to swing away with my fiery club into these snakes.
All right, you are not proficient with fiery clubs, so I'm gonna say make an attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're not proficient with
How do I roll the attack? How do I do this? Just like quarterstaff.
Yeah, roll your quarterstaff with disadvantage.
I don't know if that's it. Is that a thing?
Oh.
They do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They hit him for 1.
So not really being familiar with wielding torches, and this not really being balanced as a weapon, more being used as a source of light. So as you swing this thing around, there are bits of the ash and embers kind of sputter off, and they do manage to inflict a little bit of harm on the snakes that are harassing you. But your swing is hard to follow through on. It kind of pulls you off balance. You have to stumble to recover a little bit, and you don't appear to have achieved much with this attack.
Did one snake
Batted the hell out of
undeterred?
one snake. It is singed. It is scurrying away.
We're safe, guys. And then I'd like to. Can I move away now from these things? I'd like to get away now. Am I still entangled?
They are occupying the same space as you, so you can attempt to leave. Yes, but
But
there'd
there'd be
take an attack of opportunity.
That was the word.
I guess I'm just gonna chill and accept what's coming.
All right. It is now the snake's turn. And they are going to continue to surge upwards along your lower body. And they roll a natural 20.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna get eaten.
They're gonna bite my dick.
Okay, so you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Right.
And he loses
And I need you
his
to make a
herbs.
Constitution saving throw.
That's an ability check.
Oh, how do I use the Constitution saving throw then?
You hit the little heart instead.
I mean, it might be the same unless you're proficient in Constitution saves.
It is the same. Or I mean, it's both to one. I don't know.
If it's the same for you, then I'm going to take the one you rolled as the ability check.
Okay.
Because that was your first roll.
They're both one.
It's just the saving throw can be higher if you're proficient in
Yeah.
those kind of saves.
Okay. I see.
All right, so you roll a 13. So as these snakes latch onto you, and you feel the numerous punctures of many small fangs into your skin, and almost collectively, kind of in a strange synchronous manner that is unbecoming of more natural creatures, they all pump your body with their venom. Now you do make the save.
Penis bump.
So you take 6 points of poison damage.
On top of that, there's 6.
On top of the piercing damage, yes.
Ow.
So that's as you move out of their space. But you are... Well, as you step away from them, there are a few that are kind of still on you, but as you break away from the swarm themselves, the ones that are on you actually drop off and slither back towards the central mass. And they do seem to have an idea of wanting to maintain their proximity towards each other.
Does poison damage work at, like, I keep taking damage? Am I poisoned? Am I sickly now?
You are
How
not
does that work?
poisoned.
Okay.
The venom of these creatures is not enough to leave a lasting impact in your system. There is just the initial harmful burst of the poison itself.
Ow.
You know of other creatures more venomous creatures that can leave a lasting impact, but these do not. All right. That ends your turn?
That ends my turn.
Okay. It is now the snake's turn. Morris, being the closest one, you see these events unfold where these snakes, as Sorwin moves away, kind of drop off of his form and recollect, and they now swarm toward the nearest target, which is you,
Hmm.
and they surge into your space. And in a now unfortunately familiar manner, they begin to swarm up around your legs and lower body.
Seems familiar.
And another natural 20. Wow.
We're all gonna die.
They get advantage anyways on their attack, so
Snakes in a crevasse.
Okay, you take 7 points of piercing damage. That's half to 4.
Ouch.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't think saving throws count towards my exhaustion, do they? Only
No,
ability
that's ability
checks?
checks. Saving throws are safe.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter anyways.
All right, and you take. So you take full damage, and that is 20 points of poison damage.
Your mic's going weird again.
You take 20 points of poison damage.
All right.
All right, and that is going to end the turn for the snakes. Zium, you hear a kind of groaning, grunting, a very low and guttural noise.
The snake people are having an orgy.
And then you hear a shifting of earth.
Guys,
In a
I
few
think we should go.
A few seconds later, you hear a large thud in the ground behind you. And as you turn around to face whatever it is this has made this sound, what you see is a large kind of brown-green mass. These two large round eyes that kind of blink independently and roll around with these bright and stark contrast between dark, elliptical, irregular pupil and yellow iris. And as you look behind you, you see what has thick amphibian skin with kind of large knobbles of flesh that form bumps and tough patches. And there is a very, very, very big frog. And it lets out this croaking groan that okay, anybody see the Looney Tunes where there's that dancing frog?
Yes.
And he like sings show tunes?
Hello, my
Yeah, that one. Okay, so remember whenever the guy who finds him tries to show him off to somebody else, he lets out just that like.
Yep.
So that's the sound that you hear.
What an asshole frog.
It's not very menacing. Just
And
large and noisy.
He opens his
I
mouth.
imagine this one's a lot more menacing than the one from Looney Tunes.
I imagine it's more like
And as it opens its mouth, you see Zium being the closest one to it. You see this large, red, fleshy tongue that then lurches forward, suddenly heading towards you. And that is an 18 to hit.
I'm sure it does.
All right, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Sorry, 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw. So as this tongue impacts into you, you can feel this kind of sticky mucus that is coating the entire tongue. And the frog itself kind of digs its feet down into the ground, and you are pulled towards this creature, and you kind of dig your feet down into the dirt, but it's just loose earth beneath you, and you are dragged 5 feet towards this creature.
Give it a big hug.
Is he gonna eat me?
If he gets much closer, that might happen, but that is going to end the frog's turn.
Kung Fu Hustle Frog.
Theon, you're up.
Okay. Morris has a ton of those snakes in front of him again.
The swarm seems to have diminished by about half.
Okay. Well,
Guys,
I'm
I'm gonna move my laundry real quick. I'll be right back. You can
Yeah,
keep going.
I kind of want to as well as soon as we can. But
All right, then I'm going to do that as well.
right now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. then I'm
Laundry
gonna go do it.
break.
I'm glad you thought the same thing, Joe.
Never mind, I got 15 more minutes on mine. Has there been any more to season 2?
Of Konosuba.
Yeah.
The
Last I saw was
first
episode 3.
episodes are out, I think.
Okay.
I'm back.
I can't decide if I like it or not.
What?
The second season.
Konosuba.
Oh,
What?
in general.
It's almost like it alternates between episodes that I really like and episodes that are just annoying as hell.
Have you gotten into the episode where you learn steel?
I've seen the whole thing,
Oh, you
or as
have?
much as is on your Plex server.
I love when when he waves the panties in the air. I think it's the funniest.
There were some funny facial expressions, and yeah.
Did you watch season 2, episode 3?
Yes.
When he does the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Is Drac back?
Who knows? He's probably making more tea.
I got 15 minutes on my laundry, so I got to do that later.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay. So, is there any way I can move to the other side of those snakes on the other side of Morris, like right here, without an attack of opportunity?
They've already taken their attack of opportunity, which is 1 reaction per
Oh,
round.
okay, cool. So I'm going to try.
Actually, I
booming-
guess technically that was that was their turn. So it's been their turn. So no, they could take another reaction now.
But I haven't. Like, I have to leave their.
Yeah, you would have to enter then
Okay.
leave their space.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna smack him with my quarter staff again and try booming blade one more time.
Do it.
Okay. So cast this. And I am level. Oh, you know what level I am? 5. Okay, and quarter staff.
Okay. So your quarterstaff connects. So Theon, you
Yes.
bring this, you utter this incantation, and the magic surges forward out of your body and into the quarterstaff itself. There is a small shimmer that seems to wrap around the entire quarterstaff, and the whole thing seems to vibrate just very slowly, or very, very slightly. You bring it around and smack it down against the swarm, managing to catch a few snakes, crushing a few of them. And the vibration seems to transfer off of your quarterstaff and then into a part of the swarm itself. And you kind of lose track of the vibration itself, but it does seem, the enchantment does seem to take, because you can feel it leave your weapon.
Okay, so now also with this spell, when I reach level 5 and higher, it immediately takes another 1d8 of thunder damage.
Well, what has to happen is it has to move, and then
No-
it takes
no,
the damage.
At 5th level, the melee attack deals an extra 1d8 thunder damage to the target, and the damage
Oh,
the
you're
target
right.
moving increases to do 2d8. And that's just automatically done. It's just 5th.
Okay,
Not
so
level 5.
roll an extra d8 then. Okay, so another 5. So as you bring the quarterstaff down and the enchantment seems to pass into the swarm, there are a number of snakes that flee just from the contact of the magic itself. There are a few snakes that burst almost like kernels of popcorn and just pop.
Popcorn snakes.
Little bits of snake entrails spatter the surroundings, some of them hitting the nearby torch, kind of sizzling. Okay, that's your attack and some of your movement.
Yes. Should I roll just the extra thunder damage right now, or just wait until if?
No,
the
it's because
snakes
it's got to move.
Okay.
Does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right, you standing there?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you do the Theon, as you finish your attack, you look up and you see your new companion Ziam slowly being pulled in towards this large amphibian.
You're going all electricity on your microphone, by the way.
How much? What was the last thing you heard me say?
We can still hear you.
yeah.
It's just like background, like really loud background noise.
Oh, I see.
It's gone now, so
Okay, well, just ask me to repeat anything if I say it too loud. Or if not too loud,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
you know what I
understand.
mean. Okay. Morris, you're up.
all right. Are there still snakes on me?
There are
No.
snakes on you.
A
Not
good
many, but
amount?
there are still some.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do one reckless swing on myself, like I did before.
Okay. All right. So this time, aiming for the other leg equally close makes you a little it makes those around you that see you kind of seemingly aiming for your own body kind of lurch a little bit in their stomach, but you're not going to hit yourself. You bring this, you cleave a few more snakes off of your body. The remaining ones just flee, realizing that their advantage in numbers is no longer present.
Yeah, you little piece of shit.
The few
Whoa,
remaining
they're just snakes.
The few remaining snakes retreat back towards the fissure and disappear over the edge.
And Steve-O's tired of them.
And then I'm gonna move at Killy because he's obviously in love with a frog, or frog's in love with him. I'll take a cleave at the frog. Of course, it will be reckless because I used reckless already.
Yep. All right, so Morris, you dash over. Ziam, you're being pulled in towards this creature, and in between looking back at it and looking forward at your party, you see the large, lumbering form of this muscled humanoid, beard down, what would you say, about halfway down your chest, Morris?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
All right, this hulking, muscled, bearded form comes charging in, running by you and bringing his axe up in a big vertical slice down on top of this creature. And Morris, you leave a pretty decent chunk, but the sheer heft of this creature is pretty impressive. And while your attack hit, it didn't seem to do all that much.
Nice. A challenge. Yeah, that ends my turn.
All right. Ziam, it's your turn. You are being
Mino
pulled
likey
closer and closer.
Me no likey froggy. Is the frog holding me? Like, am I being grappled?
The tongue that is stuck to you is both adhesive in nature, but it has also kind of impacted you and then wrapped around whatever part of your body it could get. So it is, in a sense, grappling you, yes.
That sounds unfortunate. Okay. I think I'm just gonna make fun of the frog.
Right, so you're gonna
Making the
viciously
frog
mock
run
it?
away while it's holding me seems ill-advised. I don't know how that would work.
Well,
You know what? Let's try it. It sounds
you could-
fun.
you could mock it. You could attempt to break the grapple. You could attack it with any weapons you have on you, because I think you were given a hand axe or two. Those are the immediate options that occur to me.
Yeah. No, this Ziam is he's a panicked gentleman. He's not thinking straight. He's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on the frog,
On the frog.
which he must make a Wisdom save. It's a DC 14 Wisdom save for the frog.
Yeah, no attack roll. It's just a wisdom saving throw. Okay, wisdom being, a frog specialty.
I don't know that much about frogs, and neither does Ziam.
And that's a +0. Okay, sorry, what's your DC again?
DC 14.
That is a fail.
All right, so the frog is going to take 9 psychic damage, and then he must immediately use his reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me. And it's entirely up to someone like a DM to decide whether he drags me with him or not. I don't know. It's fun.
Okay.
I mean, if he's trying to get away from me, I doubt he'd drag me, but who knows?
I imagine if
The creature doesn't
this
move
creature
into
was a-
dangerous ground or anything. It just tries to get away.
if this creature was afraid of you, I don't think it would want to hang on to you. But I'm gonna roll another Wisdom saving throw to see what happens. Okay, it rolled a 1. So it is going to let go. The tongue is going to break its lock on you and just retract backwards into the mouth. It actually tears a piece of what little clothing you still had off of your body, and the thick, heavy mass of tongue just slams back into the mouth of this frog. And as it turns, you can see its large amphibious eye is looking at you, and you can see the pupil constrict with fear, and there's a kind of hurried shuffling in its motion. And it doesn't run, it just leaps, and it just bounds in one big takeoff, significantly faster than you would think a creature of this size could move. It is going to leap. Let's just make an athletics check on this thing's behalf. Oh, a 2. Okay. So the frog is going to take off. Morris, you get an attack of opportunity.
Ooh, and it's reckless.
Reckless.
Booming Blade is a Sword Coaster Elemental or something. It's not the basic manual.
I just didn't know if Amy Bot could do that.
I think it's only programmed with 5e.
There are at least 3 more things that have been added to D&D since then, Steve-O. And there's all the Unearthed Arcana. I mean, come on. Some of the
Yeah.
Unearthed Arcana is pretty cool.
Elemental Evil and Sword Coast are basically considered 5e canon for sure, and then like all of the Unearthed Arcana stuff is like at DM discretion. Basically, it's not exactly canon, but a lot of
I
people
accept
play
the
with it.
Unearthed Arcana with the caveat that if it needs to be tweaked, I'll tweak it.
Yeah,
But there's some cool stuff in Unearthed Arcana. All right, so your attack connects. You do 10 damage. All right, so Zium, you cast this
so when my
incantation.
shirt got ripped off or whatever, I like covered my boobs modestly. I don't know.
It was just I'm thinking like a lower corner of the shirt, not necessarily like nipple showing, but hey, I mean if you want nipple showing, there's definitely some nips. It's a little cold out, so you know one of them are kind of contracted.
Also, I'm terrified.
And so is this frog. It is not only did it botch its landing, it is just kind of frantically scrabbling through the dirt to try and get back into the water and escape. But that ends Zium's turn. Honos, you're up.
Run away! What's this thing over here? It's a platform, right?
As you get closer and closer to it, it is. You know what? Make a perception check.
I ain't see shit.
As you get closer and closer to it, it's weird. It's something they've constructed, and it's got like rope on it, and it's kind of standing up on some wooden stilts, and it. Well, I mean, they were hitting it before. Oh, it's a drum. Yeah. Okay, it's a drum.
It's a thing. Get away from the thing. It's magic. I'm gonna go north. My minor to dash.
All right.
And look. my eyes that can't see shit.
All right, make a perception check. Oh, actually, you do make a perception check there. Okay, you know what? I'll say make one more perception check, and we'll consider the two that you did your action. So opening out in front of you is a much more heavily trodden path, and it carries further north into the lizard folk lair. There are more of these pools kind of sitting around. Quick glance, you don't see anything that looked like the first thing that you saw, which you figure was probably that huge frog that was trying to eat your friend.
Probably.
But other than that, there is nothing out of the ordinary. There is no torches.
What was that?
There are no torches, so it's hard to get a good idea of what's in front of you. This is just what you can tell in the dim light.
Yeah. I have my torch that I picked up.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell back, way's clear. Let's get the heck out of here. And that's my turn.
All right. Sorwin, you're up.
Okay. I would like to heal up first, and then keep moving. So, yeah, 1 second.
Do the things you were going to do.
Yep, give me 1 second here. I want to use Lesser Resto. Here. Spells. Use it. Oh wait, that's not the right one.
I'm thinking, like, what are you going to Lester restore yourself?
Yeah.
Like?
Nothing. I am restored. Sorry, it was healing word. And yeah, that's not level 3. Yeah, so I do 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. So that's spells. What's my spellcasting modifier? How do I see that?
It should be 8 plus your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier should be wisdom for a druid.
Wisdom. Okay, so that's 3. So I roll 1d4 and then plus 3. 4 plus. Cool. And I heal for 6. And I keep moving.
All right, you heal for 6 and keep moving.
Yep, and my turn.
Actually, I guess for the sake of the running away, we'll just finish this round and then initial break. Okay, so at the end of Sorwin's turn, Ziam, you and Morris see this large amphibian just in a continued frightful attempt to get away from the thing it was once concerned about eating, dives into the water, and you lose sight of it.
At the first possible opportunity, I'd like to dash towards my friends away from the frog.
What the hell was that?
It was a game.
Oh, sorry. I thought my mic was closed.
All right. So see him as soon as you break eye contact with this thing, you just bolt and just full tilt run, nearly knocking into Theon. Morris, you see your new companion just take off.
I'm just muttering something about tongues.
I guess I'll shoulder my great axe and walk slowly towards the group.
All right. So that'll close combat. So the rest of you collect yourselves and you head over to where Honos has kind of beckoned you all to. And he indicates before you a passageway further into the lair of the lizard folk. It is dark, save for the torches that Honos and... Oh, wow. Brain fart. Sorwin, there it is. Aside from the torches that Honos and Sorwin are carrying, it is dark. The group of you stand before this path.
I have dark vision. I can go in front.
All right, what's the marching order?
I can take second, I guess.
Okay, so Sorwin, more. Didn't make everybody a bit bigger.
I'm gonna stay close to Morris because he seems like that's the safest place to be.
Despite me trying to kill you last time when we first met.
You try to kill everybody you first meet.
You gave me a
Really
hand
did.
axe. We're friends.
Okay, so Sorwin, Morris. Who's next?
I'll be second from the back.
So who is third?
I'll be in the middle.
Actually, I guess if Zium's going to stick near Dan, you'll have to be in the back.
It's not too important either way.
No, I'm actually fine with it. I don't really care.
All right. And you venture forward. Everyone make a... Well, are you just going to... How are you guys proceeding?
Forward, I would hope.
Sneaking.
We probably want to be quiet because there was like a whole army of lizard men here like a few minutes ago, right?
Yep. Sneaky time.
I'll be as quiet as I can be.
All right, everyone make a stealth check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't do stealth with Morris.
I have disadvantage.
Because of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, group checks you sometimes use like the average or whatever.
Holy shit.
We are sneaky.
Finally, I get a good roll and it doesn't matter. Yeah, what the fuck, Joe? Isn't your guy supposed to be super
That's a
sneaky?
plus 10.
I know.
Sorry, I'm just doing some math here. All right. So as the group of you press forward, what you can't help but notice, just due to the sheer density of it, is there are a few branching pathways, and there are some that are very heavily worn with many footprints, and there are a few that branch off that have that are less well trodden. Was that an enormous Gene Wilder I just saw?
Yes, it was.
It was a mistake. It wasn't intentional.
He dragged it off his bio and info page. I've accidentally done that before.
I was trying to figure out how to make my check my chat my character instead say my character instead of Mark
Oh,
C.
all the way at the bottom it says as, and then you do that drop down.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
For some reason, there's always Druid.
But
there,
instead,
right?
I copied a giant Gene Wilder face on the board. And I was hoping nobody noticed. Sorry,
All right.
I didn't mean to derail us with that.
Fine.
Uh,
All right, so
but before we start walking forward, there it is again.
so dapper as
Okay.
fuck.
Anyway, Can I take a look behind and see if any of those bodies are still on those posts?
You take a look across the fissure, and it's still quite well lit from more torches that are placed around here. What you see is a couple of hands that are they are elven hands, or well, they are humanoid hands and like a pale skin, and they are sitting at the base of this post here.
As soon as I make out that they're hands, I just immediately turn around and then just ignore best as I can.
As you're turning your head backwards, you glance momentarily at the drum that was being pounded prior to this ceremony, and just looking at it, you feel a little uneasy. And then everyone presses forward.
Onward.
Kind of
All
want
right.
to stab the drum, but I'm gonna press forward.
You can do whatever you want, man.
Gonna
You
ruin
show
a
that drum
really
who's
good
boss.
drum.
Yeah, stab that fucking drum.
I'm going forward.
All right. You reach forward and stab with your dagger and puncture
no.
through.
No, I'm
What?
not doing that.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to.
No, I said I'm not. I'm just going.
Okay. All right then. So the group presses forward, and you come to these divergent paths. Are you going to continue following where there are many footprints, or are you going to take one of the branches where there are fewer?
I vote Morris needs a nap.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh,
We'll
Ah.
clearly
I want my
need to
spells
go
back.
The
We
path
kind of need
with
to
the more
go
footprints.
forward.
So more or less footprints?
More.
Okay.
Morris.
I just want to say I desperately hope that like a year from now we find out that like we could have saved the world if we just stabbed the drum. Like the drum is the beating heart of evil. It's like the ring throwing it in Mountain Tomb. Or like the drum was the key to it all. Why
I
did
left it
we
right
kill
there
the
for you.
drum?
I even got everyone out.
Like, wouldn't it be great? that
I've
turned
always
out?
thought that would be really cool for something to end up happening like that.
So you are continuing to press forward, and as you move, there is, in what little light you have carrying these torches, and Sorwin, as far as your dark vision will let you see, there are more of these pools with a kind of film over top of them where it's difficult to make out anything that is on or in the surface of the water. But you continue forward, seemingly uninterrupted. You do see off down various tunnels as you pass by, you do see torchlight similar to your own that drifts by. Sometimes passing far off to the right, sometimes in front of you, forcing the group to kind of pull behind cover and remain hidden. You are passing by a few more of these small pools as there is a loud snap and crack.
Was that you,
And-
Mo? What was that?
Huh?
The Rice Krispies, man.
Morris, you look down and there is a large dried branch that is underfoot, and you have kind of stepped on it and broken it. And looking forward, you can see some of the torchlight that was passing by, kind of crossing in front of a pathway that the group of you were headed down. It seems to pause and then begin to move in this direction. You can see the silhouette of more than one lizard folk headed in your direction.
It's
I
the yellow
smile.
exclamation point. We just have to hide for a while.
I smile real big and pull out my great axe.
All right, everyone else sees Morris kind of this big eagerness for battle kind of spread across his face. It's this macabre joy and a rush that you see him experience. and he begins to smile and pull his weapon out. And looking down the pathway in front of you, the rest of you can now see this oncoming group of lizard folk.
Let's get out of the way.
Well, you can head down other pathways that are nearby to you. There are also pools of water nearby. There is the density of trees that kind of surrounds you. So how are you going to handle this situation is what I'm asking.
I vote the trees.
Morris wants to stay and fight.
I already got thunked upside the head by Honos once, so I'm gonna follow him in the trees.
Well, that was because you almost ran out into like 100 people.
And not being stealthy. I'm gonna follow in the trees.
I'm gonna follow Honos, but I'm also going to cast Minor Illusion as I do, and just make like the body of a dead animal of some kind. Like I don't know. Yeah, the frog. Like I'll just make a Minor Illusion of a dead frog, like where we were, like in case somebody comes to see what the sound was.
I guess I'll follow everyone else into the trees.
It's
Okay,
my
Sorwin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna smoke some trees as I go into the trees.
All right.
Damn it.
So
Damn.
wait, so is that everybody that's going to the trees?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you doing about the torches?
Oh, I've dropped it because I have dark vision. I don't need a torch anymore.
The frog
Okay.
I
did
guess
that
I'll
too.
try and put it out when I go into the trees.
All right, you're going to try and like snuff it somehow or
Yeah.
extinguish it in the water.
Yeah.
All right, so you just kind of press the head of the torch down into the dirt and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
eventually just kind of smother the flame until it's gone. Sorwin, you just drop your torch where it is. And the group of
Like
you
a
kind of-
boss. Yeah.
like a boss.
Mic
And
drop.
The
Yeah.
group of you work your way into the trees as best you can. I need everyone to make another stealth check. ZM, as you kind of move your hands back and forth and make your incantation of this large dead frog. Okay, 26, natural 20, 13, 8, 10. Oh, and actually, Zia, make a charisma check to see how well you can make this this illusion of yours.
Just
or would it be
a
Arcana?
flat charisma, or
No, make it Arcana check. All right, so even under pressure, you managed to put together a pretty decent-looking facsimile of the creature that nearly swallowed you like 20 minutes ago.
I shudder a little bit because it's too real. It scares me.
As you also managed to kind of press your way backwards into the trees, and the desire to be further away from the illusion that you just created. You know it's an illusion, but it created in you such a real sensation of that
Yeah.
you not only press yourself into the trees, but the rest of you lose sight of where Zium goes. He just like kind of like
Homer Simpson.
yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Where Homer Simpson kind of like melds into the bushes when him and Flanders are friends. All right, and the group of you wait and wait, and a few minutes pass. And you begin to hear the sound of rain as it begins to, in small scattered droplets, impact onto the leaves above you. The kind of dense canopy of the lizard folk home, slowly creating an increasing rhythm as the drops become thicker and thicker as the rain begins to set in. You can see small rivulets of water slowly work their way down across trees and across leaves, eventually just forming small channels that impact into the dirt scattered around you, and a strange stillness begins to creep over this area.
Can we see the sky?
You
Or
looking
is
up,
there still like a really heavy treetop?
being in the trees now, make a perception check.
Nope.
So you look up into the trees, and it's really, really dense leaves. And as you move some of the leaves aside, there is a big droplet of rain that just smacks you right in the eyeball itself. And so for a brief moment, you see like dark clouds above you as night has hit at this point, and then just this big impact of a drop, and you just have to shut your eye and you begin trying to like clear out anything that you can see. It's kind of blinking rapidly in your vision, trying to clear it. You didn't really see much aside from dark rain clouds.
Okay.
And as this kind of silence permeates this area, you can hear the slow approach of what are, at first glance, 5 lizard folk, 2 of which are carrying torches. One is adorned in similar kind of red leathers as Enhan, who you had encountered before. And they seem to walk into the area that you were all previously occupying. There is one amongst them that is adorned in more robes and is kind of clutching a staff at his side. And he too is wearing a headdress. This one features lots of painted bark and kind of irregularly shaped objects that are arranged in what looks almost like kind of ridges that peel away from the sides of the head, kind of flaring up and outwards. And whereas most lizard folk that you've seen, their head is relatively kind of smooth, and it comes up from the snout and over the top, and it stays kind of rounded and then eventually just rounds down into their back. But this seems to be created to kind of to display more prominent ridges. And more lizard folk begin to filter in behind. One walks up to this illusion. Just need to look up some stats. Give me a second. The creature looks down at the what the fuck. It jumps back and screams what the fuck.
And
In common somehow.
If
Okay.
this dies again, I'm gonna leave the channel.
One.
If it dies again, he's gonna leave the channel, so when he turns it back on, it doesn't go boom. I think he's changing his batteries in the headphone.
Can we do a bathroom break quick?
Yes. I'm gonna change my laundry.
Don't change it, just move the laundry. Kelly. Kelly.
All right, I think it's good. Hello, 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 everybody.
Hi. So fucked up. Ready? For my money.
I'm back.
Hi, back.
Okay, laundry has changed over.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Roar. Roll call.
I think we're ready.
Killy.
I'm here.
Killy?
Did he say when he'd be back?
Who?
Yeah.
He said he was here.
Said I was
Oh,
here.
you're here. Sorry. Oh, I didn't hear that. My bad. So, as the group kind of collects around this, and there's one lizard folk that looks at the body of this toad and just turns back towards the group and kind of shakes his head. The shaman this time walks forward. And as he looks down at this creature, he takes his quarterstaff and kind of passes it through the barrier of the illusion and trying to make contact with a body that is not there. And as it does, you hear a number of the lizard folk begin to kind of emit a low hiss that the collection of them now a few of them begin to emit. And you hear them talk amongst each other. Theon, you're the only one that can understand this. But you hear them mention the Smoothskins are here.
How close are they? Or can I just hear them out of like earshot?
All of you are kind of concealed in and amongst the trees, and you do hear a few of them say that to each other. They're kind of keeping their voices relatively low, but you do hear that same phrase repeated a few different times. And the larger, not the larger one, the one with the kind of headdress on raises his hands up, and they all quiet themselves. And you hear him issue
I
orders.
just hold up like one finger up to my lips, just to kind of like signify. Shh.
And the rest of you kind of taking this cue from Theon to remain quiet. you hear these creatures utter amongst each other again. And Theon, this time you hear, "We knew they were here. We must be watchful." He points to two of the ones near the back and indicates further off, kind of indicating towards the northeast. So, okay, if you're looking at where you guys were before, he indicates in this direction. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That away.
Okay.
And you hear him say to those two lizards, "Tell Otum." And that's all he says. And those two just take off. And they are soon, they hear their footfalls, and they are running full tilt. He indicates to the rest of the group that they are to follow him and that they will search for the Smoothskins. And you see two of them break off into two different groups, one of them actually heading back in the direction that you came from, further south of here. And there are others that break off further and actually pursue the only other empty pathway out of here, which is off to the west side. And the few remainders, the one with the headdress, he actually heads off north in the same direction as the ones he sent off initially. So there are three ways out of here, and lizard folk have gone down all three of them. And a few minutes pass, and you don't hear any more sounds. ZM, if you're still maintaining concentration on the illusion, then it's going to remain there. Otherwise, you can get rid of it.
If there's been no sign of them for a few minutes, then I probably would stop. Yeah.
All right, the illusion drops. The rain continues to land on the treetops.
After I see that they've all backed away, I quietly let everybody know that they know we are here. They are searching. Be on guard.
Sounds like a good time to climb the trees and take a nap.
They did know we were here before as well,
Yeah.
because we were stuffing out torches and stuff.
Correct, but they are also notifying Otum.
I would assume he already knew.
Shit.
Well, let's continue on until we get caught by someone else and hide again.
It's true.
We have no choice but to press on, I agree.
And so out of the three ways that there are out of here, which direction are you taking?
Path with
The one
most
that leads to
footsteps.
sleep.
We don't know which one does.
You said there was one west.
Yeah, there's a path leading north, there's a path leading south where you came from, and there's a path leading west. And there are also various pools of water here.
West as in on the other side of the crevasse?
That would be
Oh.
south.
Yeah, that'd be east is what I'm thinking.
That's
I vote north. How many went in which, like, in each direction?
Well, they're a relatively large group.
Where did the ones that ran go?
They headed north.
They
Follow
headed
them.
north.
So we're
Wait.
trying to find that Otum guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we want to kill him.
Yeah, so that's the way we go, I would think.
North it is.
All right. Are you picking up your torches? Are you relighting them? How are you proceeding forward?
Just in the
Um,
dark with the people who can see in front.
Do I? We're gonna continue in the dark. I do have a light spell.
You and I both have dark vision.
We
Correct.
want to
I can
stop
hold
there.
somebody's hand.
Yep, single file.
Dark vision.
All right.
Buddies
Single
as well.
file, dark vision in front.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pressing forward, you continue up the pathway that you saw some of the lizard folk depart in, including the one with that larger headdress. You continue to press forward, and you can now begin to hear the sound of flowing water. And Zium, this is starting to seem familiar to you, because when you escaped from that lizard folk earlier, you can recall the sound of rushing water, and this is definitely pinging your memory a little bit.
Oh.
And you do remember that you got here shortly after being led out of an old stone construction, like rooms, but they're rooms that are basically in ruins. And it didn't look like the lizard folk had necessarily built them, because the lizard folk don't look like stonework capable, but there were clearly signs of their construction within those rooms. So various wood structures, various kind of decorations or other crafts that this tribe has produced. And you do recall being dragged there and kept confined in a cage with one other individual. Seemingly the lizard folk being kept separate from you. You were guided out of the village before being hurried into this location. And as the group of you press forward, you begin to see what kind of opens up now, and there is enough moonlight overhead that you do make out the edges of a large break in the land. And there are torches strewn about enough that you can get a sense of where you are at this point. Ooh, I'm gonna move that one too. And Ziam, this is in fact familiar to you, because you do recall this is the site where you did your best to try and lose your pursuer. Oh, I need to reveal a bit more here.
Why are we here again? Oh, I hate this place.
We're killing everyone.
And you see across this river there is the main difference being the side of the embankment that you're on is about 20 or so feet lower than the side across from you. And there is a relatively large river with water. It's not moving too rapidly, but it is moving, in fact, unlike the kind of still pools you had been encountering up until now. Ziam, you do recall that this was definitely close by to where you had been held captive before.
Do we know this is close to where he was held captive?
I mean, hey guys, this place is familiar. I think this is where they held me captive.
Do you want to lead us to where they held you captive? We might be able to find a place to sleep there.
Or maybe there could be more captives there. I can't really recall.
Either way, we might be able to sleep there.
Yeah, let's seek out that place.
Why are you talking so weird? I think he's a spy.
Alright. So Ziam, you bring them along as best as your recollection can allow, along the same way that you had slowly conducted yourself when the lizard folk that had been watching you stood kind of entranced. And as you guide everyone along, eventually the rest of you begin to see the silhouette of kind of distinct hard edges, right angles, masonry, albeit covered in moss. And what eventually comes into sight is a building. Roof is partially caved in, and a lot of this looks like it's been very, very well worn. Around it is a small pool of water that's been seemingly very still. There are a few plants growing out of it, but it smells kind of fetid. And you can see from this angle two figures that stand on the outside of the building at the edge of a short bridge. And I mean short, I mean like 5 feet long. Like it's very, very short. It's just enough to span the kind of pool of water that surrounds this building. And two torches stand on either side of the entrance to this building. No light coming from the inside, so can't really see any figures within there. But standing at the door are two lizard folk guarding it.
Is this where they held you captive? I'll take that as a no.
Do I recognize this as the place that I came out of?
Yes, this is in fact the building that you were contained in.
This is the spot. I
bet
never
we can
wanted to
find-
come back here.
I bet we can find a place to sleep inside.
Do you think that would be a safe place to sleep?
They'll
Well,
never
like,
expect it.
Yes. All right. I pull out my great axe and get ready to approach the building with the two guards so we can find a place to sleep inside. Nobody's stopping me, so I start moving forward.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
Morris is
It's a good
moving
as plan
forward.
as any.
All right, Morris is first up then, huh? Who's after Morris?
I'll hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay, Morris, then Sorwin.
Pretty sure Ziam's staying in the back on this one because
I'm
this is
gonna
the spot he
hide.
never wanted to come back to.
I'm gonna hide in the woods right below us and just kind of like watch on to see what ends up fully
I'm gonna use barkskin first
taking
too.
place.
Okay, make your casting of Barkskin. Theon, make your stealth check. And Morris, you're just charging in there.
That's the plan so far.
Okay,
gonna-
Kronos, what are you doing?
I'm gonna give Morris a little bit of bardic inspiration before he charges in.
Oh, goddamn, it's closed. No wonder I couldn't see.
Morris, you show those lizard men what's up. You tell them. You and your axe have a conversation with their faces.
Yeah. Can your bardic inspiration increase damage?
No, it's
no.
It's
Okay.
You're a
And then
college
I-
of lore, right?
Attack rolls and ability checks. I
And
also
then-
I also have access to cutting words, which is using my bardic inspiration to reduce enemies' attack rolls.
And then for bardic inspiration, I would have to call that I'm using it after my rolls, but before I know the results from the DM. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a D6 right now.
1d6.
Alrighty.
And there's only 2 lizard people.
There are 2 lizard folks standing outside. They are actually facing away from you at this point.
Good. I want to walk up to one and cleave it in the back before it notices me.
So you're going to try and sneak up on it, then you need to make a stealth check.
Okay. Well, it's better than not making a stealth check, am I right? 13.
So Morris, as you begin running
Could it-
forward,
Could add your bardic inspiration to the stealth check.
he could add your bardic inspiration to the stealth check.
All right, I'll add my bardic inspiration to the stealth check.
All right, roll the d6 from your bardic inspiration.
15. Ooh.
So as you begin running forward, the lizard folk that you're turning towards, it seems to pivot its head to the side and spin around to face you, seemingly something having alerted its presence to you being there. And it raises its shield up, its kind of tortoise shell shield, and it's got in its other hand a long spear. As the 2 of them seem to prep for your arrival. Everybody roll initiative.
Cool beans. If I can remember how to do this. Where is
We
my
can see
Morris
initiative
icon?
roll again.
Oh, Joe.
Oh,
right,
dang!
have
I didn't
to-
realize. I didn't realize we moved on the map. That's very much more helpful.
Yeah, I was waiting for
I was still like zoomed in on the one section with
Yep.
like all the black
Oh.
around it.
Oh, my bad.
yeah.
Sorry, dudes. I should have. What the fuck? 2 natural 20s. All right.
Not to fucking mention Zium.
Yeah,
His
19.
giant ass.
Jeez.
Well, I have the
Jeez.
alert feat, so I have +8 on initiative.
What
Holy
is the
shit.
floor 2 divided by 2 that you have in your?
What?
I don't know. Like cover over Achilles, it says 19 plus 2 plus 5 plus floor 2 divided by 2.
I have no idea.
I think that's the expertise thing. Or no, jack of all trades.
It might be that, yes. Ponos, you are acting first.
Because 2 is from Dex, 5 from alert, and 1 from jack of all trades.
Well, I'm gonna hold my action until Morris gets up on a guy to hit him. I'm gonna
Okay.
move within line of sight.
All right, and then you're going to ready a dagger to throw?
I'm gonna ready a dagger until one of the bad guys is within melee of an ally.
Alrighty. So your action is readied. CM Fogbender, you're up.
I'm gonna just move to where I can see that guy. Can I see him from there?
Make a perception check.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna keep moving until I can see him. So
Okay, then yeah, don't worry about it. We'll say that you can.
Or you can't.
Now, he said he would keep moving, so we'll just say that you had to move pretty far up. We'll say you had to
Yeah.
move there.
wherever I need to be, put me there.
All right,
And
you
I'm
are
just
there. You can see.
I'm gonna just tell that lizard man that I think I ruined a pair of boots made out of his mother last night, or something like that.
What's the definition of ruining a pair of boots made by his mother?
Made out of
his mother.
Made out of his mother.
Because it's a lizard joke.
Reptile skin, you know. All right, roll. I got to save, wisdom save against your 15 or 14.
Yeah. So I don't have these spells super well done. Yeah, I think I have this one.
Okay, it fails a saving throw. Roll your damage.
It's there. So it's 2
Oh, it's two.
psychic, and then it has disadvantage on its next
attack.
attack.
All right, so the illicit folk, kind of not understanding common, looks at you and just turns his head to the side, and it looks like whatever you said, like it bothered it, but doesn't really know why. All right, does that end your turn, Zium?
It didn't understand the words, but I like to think it understood I was making fun of its mother.
It understood the hurtful intent behind the words,
Yeah.
and it hurt. Okay, is that end your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Morris, you're up.
Okay. So I'll approach the close lizard person while entering a rage, which is my last one, unfortunately.
Your last rage of the day.
Yeah. And I will reckless attack twice
All right, make your 2 reckless attacks.
if I can find my weapon. Pew pew. Pew pew. And pray it does not survive.
Is that a natural 20 you got on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at 16 plus.
A lot. 23?
Okay, you in one. No, it takes both. So you run forward, bringing your axe across you in a large horizontal strike, and it buries itself halfway into the torso of this lizard folk, and you can see the creature itself is just immediately. It was ready to fight, and then just the sheer amount of damage that it took in the first attack, you can see it kind of send its system into shock, and then you use that moment and you pull backwards and you just attack from the other direction, another horizontal strike, and just bury your axe just as far into this creature. And the 2 strikes have actually pretty much meet in the center of its chest, and you've just cloven this thing in half from both sides.
You'll make a nice pair of boots too. I don't know how much movement I used to get there. 13. Is that 26 to get from where I was?
Yeah, but you have 40, don't you?
Yeah. Can I make it to the next lizard person?
Yeah, you got 40. Supposed to say 20 to there.
I think it
10 to
depends on
there.
how much you like fudge the numbers around that corner.
I'm gonna say you cannot make it to the other lizard folk this turn.
All right. Well, I'll start approaching him. Angry look in my eyes. What do you say?
If you have any
there?
thrown weapons, you could throw something at him as your.
I don't have
Wait,
another.
No, you're not
I
frenzy
don't have
raging,
another
are you?
attack. No, yeah. I'm not gonna frenzy rage. That ends my turn. I move closer to him and in my turn.
All right, it is the lizard folk's turn.
Unless Joe's held action, he does something. But
It is Joe's held action, but so
He has to be in melee. I'm
uh,
waiting for him to be in melee with someone, but he killed the first guy, so.
well, your action was held, so we could say that your attack hit first.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, because I can't attack the next guy anyways.
That is right. Now, Honos, you can see this other lizard folk, so you could still attack it if you wanted.
Well, I'm waiting for it to be in melee with.
All right.
He wants to sneak attack.
And it is the lizard folk's turn. And it is going to bolt. It is actually going to run towards you
Good.
and then pivot on an angle and then try and get across this bridge. Which, yeah, I'm going to say it would elicit an attack of opportunity from you. And it would, Honos, it would be considered melee range momentarily as he enters that when trying to flee.
So I can make an attack?
You can. All right, so Honos, the dagger that you're throwing just narrowly misses its target because you don't have advantage on that roll for any reason, right?
I have disadvantage
You have disadvantage. Why?
because it's more than 20 feet away.
All right. But however, Morris, your axe swing does connect, dealing 14 damage.
It's painful.
And the lizard folk is kind of has to stumble and catch itself, but is slowly pulling itself towards some kind of doorway that is off here to the side that you can now see, Morris. And you are the only one, in fact, that can see. There's no door itself that's blocking it. There's just a piece of kind of cloth that's hung across it. But that is all you can see.
Okay.
And actually, it is going to use its action to dash, and it is going to disappear into the building.
Sounds like I need to fuck some shit up.
And you lose sight of it. Sorwin, you're up. Sorwin?
Yep. I'm just gonna see if I have the spell on really quick. If I equipped it for resistance. That is this one. I'm going to. How far is a dash to 10 feet?
Dash is
Your
double your
movement.
movement.
Double my movement. Oh wow.
So a dash will take your action, but it will allow you to
Oh, it
move
takes your
again,
action.
basically. Yeah, you take the dash action, and you move your movement again.
So my moves 30 feet. I can't reach even put resistance on him, so I applaud the attacks that Morris did, and I just wait. Yay, Morris.
Okay, you're going to stay there?
Yep.
Okay, you holding your action or anything, or just that ends your turn?
That's it. Yeah, nothing really to do. And
Okay. Theon, you are kind of trying to conceal yourself as best you can
Your
amongst the
mic a
trees
little
nearby.
bit, HPG.
Theon is trying to conceal himself nearby, and it's your turn. What are you up to?
If I move right like here, what kind of view do I have? Because I can't see anything pretty much past this tree line.
No, you can't really. You see this building from the side,
Yeah.
and if you move up and forward to there, you can now see just the edge of the front face of this building. You can see that it is partially destroyed. There are no windows. However, there are kind of rough wooden bars that are pressed up against the open square window here, and one along the front of the building there as well.
Okay. Let me check something.
You can see a kind of wooden walkway that appears to be rather hastily constructed along the front face of this building, and beneath that is this still pool that has kind of pond scum and plant life covering the surface.
Okay. I would like to use my move and get down to here, and then kind of like just use like my action to dash and hide myself in the trees slightly.
You're going to use your action to hide. Make a stealth check. You conceal yourself as best you can, but considering that there's not a lot of cover and plenty of light, it's very difficult to remain hidden
Well,
where you are.
no, I meant like in the trees there.
But I mean,
like
even
back.
so, it's
Okay.
you're not really finding a lot of purchase or anywhere that you can conceal yourself.
Pushed myself into. Gotcha. Okay, I'll stay there.
Okay, Honos, it's your turn.
Let's get down to the
Business.
bridge business, and I'll dash to get behind my friend, and then I'll just wait until Actually, where's my dagger?
Make a perception check to try and find it. You can't find it right now. If you stuck around and kept looking, you probably would. But you cannot find it on this turn, quote unquote. So you're staying behind Morris. What are you
Yep.
doing? Okay,
I'm
and
gonna
holding an action, or
Hold action till something's in melee of me or Morris.
all right. So behind you, you can see extending further to the south is another tunnel. This one also very, very dimly lit and just kind of extends off to some unknown part of this forested, swampy place that you're now inhabiting. The rain seems to have picked up a little bit, and there's more of it breaking through this area because there's a lot less tree cover in the last couple of areas you've found yourself. And you wait there as the rain slowly permeates through the canopy. ZM, you're up.
Yeah. Well, the guy ran inside the building. Yes.
You saw a lizard folk kind of run inwards towards the face of the building, and then you lost line of sight on him.
Okay. I'm just gonna move a bit closer to my friends.
Yep.
And just I'm gonna ready an action to throw a dagger at an enemy if I see them.
All right, so you've ready to throw a weapon attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Morris, you're up.
I want to walk into the building.
Okay.
Ready to kill.
You walk towards the building with murderous intent.
Yes.
So as you step across the bridge, what you see in front of you is it's a large, very kind of ramshackle, or I shouldn't say ramshackle. It looks very roughly made, but it is sturdy enough. It is kind of like a wooden gate that is covering the door here, or not even a door. It's just a large section of the wall that's been knocked out and has crumbled into ruin quite some time ago. And there's this large wooden construction that's kind of barring access to it. It's sitting in front here. And you head towards the small opening that you saw the lizard folk dart in earlier. And it's kind of covered by this piece of cloth. As you press up to the side, you peel your... Are you looking inside, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay, make a perception check.
I believe it has disadvantage. But I don't know if it
You
matters.
would anyway, because it's very, very dark in there. Oh, wow, that was a good roll.
Yeah.
You can't see much inside the room. Just what little light is cascading inwards. You see a relatively empty dirt room. You see piles of wood that are potentially used for either firewood or maintenance of this large gate. You can see that the gate itself is kind of lashed to the wall and kind of braced up with just heavy logs and some kind of rudimentary rope. And there appears to be a small amount of torchlight that flickers in from a hallway nearby to here. Hang on, let me see this. Okay, and as you get there, you do manage to see breaking into the light the lizard folk that you had spotted previously. Who appears to be fleeing towards...
How far away is he?
He's about 10 feet from you.
I think I have enough movement to make it to him and kill him.
let's see, 10, 10. Yeah, you would have enough.
I want to move towards him and kill him.
All right, you catch up to him with your big lumbering legs. Make your attack.
Uh,
I guess attacks because it's still your turn.
Reckless attacks.
Okay.
Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Okay, both attacks connect. So that is 11 and 17. Okay. You kill him. How do you want to do this?
I don't know. I didn't have anything in mind. I'll let you do what you think sounds cool.
All right. So you manage to clip one of his legs as he's running away, and you actually manage to cleave off part of his tail, and you catch a tendon in his leg, and it kind of crumples underneath him. And as he's falling, you grab him and actually pull him backwards, tossing him onto the grate here at the back. And he just gets impaled on one of the spikes that forms this grate because it's kind of spiky from all sides, and it just has these sharpened sticks up against it that would just make it difficult to move in general. And he's just pierced onto one of these spikes.
Does blood splatter through the wall?
Through the wall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's like a jet of blood that shoots out actually both sides of the wound as this kind of makeshift punji stick pierces through his body.
Cool.
And Honos, Honos, you're able to see kind of the whole thing unfold as Morris catches this thing and hurls him towards the grate just from what little torchlight actually passes through from the front. Ziam, all you see is just a lizard folk suddenly spiked on the far side of this gate, which this building itself now, you know for certain this was the building that you came out of.
One down, 100,000
So-
to go.
When I hear or see the splattered blood, I'd like to just sit down and start like rocking back and forth in like Indian style.
All right, you sit down and just begin kind of
Just
slowly-
clearly traumatized.
and rock you do.
And I
Okay,
guess
Sorwin, you're up.
that ends my turn.
That does end your turn.
So there was just a helpless lizard folk murdered.
You couldn't see what happened. You just heard.
Oh, okay. I just heard
the
screams.
shuffling and the rasping
Yeah,
noise.
that's what just happened.
And
it was
there was
self-defense.
there was a call out, a
Just
pretty
like
loud
nailed.
one that you heard.
Okay, so I'd like to walk towards the House of Sorrows here, and I guess just say what's going on, just hang out, what's happening over here. Anybody see anything cool? What's inside?
All right, as you walk upwards, heading towards the house, you pass by your companion Ziam, who is just slowly rocking backwards and forwards in a seated position, staring at the building.
I
You
offer
pass by.
him some weed to calm his nerves. And he
I inhale very deeply.
nice. I say nice, bro. And said, what happened up here? What's going on? What's in this house? I bet this house is full of love and sunshine on the inside. Perhaps we should investigate.
I don't know about the love and sunshine thing, because this is where they held me captive.
Huh. Well, sometimes you're captive.
What?
What?
Also, lizard men are dicks.
They're dead.
Hashtag racist against lizards.
Whoa there, Trump.
Lizardist. Okay, and I end my turn, having been informed about the shrieks. and
All right.
campus area.
Build the elf wall.
Build the elf wall.
Theon?
I would like to move forward and glance down or south, just to make sure there's nothing there.
Looking further south, you see a trail that extends off into another element of the layer. It's a relatively long and winding path, and shortly, as you look downwards, it curves off to the west. So you actually don't really have a lot of line of sight beyond, say, another 20 feet, which your dark vision easily reveals to you.
Okay, but
And there are a few footprints in this area, but they're mostly headed towards the building, not away.
gotcha. Okay, and I did see Morris go in there, right?
You did see Morris go in there, yes.
Okay.
Everybody but Sorwin saw Morris go in.
I would like to move up to the doorway, not enter, just kind of like peel back the little curtain and kind of like view in to see what I see
You're trying to peek in where?
in the door.
So there's the large gated off
Nope,
area,
Never mind.
and
I
there's
can't
the
make
door
it
over
there.
here.
I can only make it right here. Can I see inside?
You looking through, will you make a perception check? You can't really see much beyond the body that's kind of pierced onto this. So it's pierced onto this large wooden construction that's in front of you, which seems relatively solid. You're not sure how you're gonna get. You're not sure how you're gonna move this thing.
I just want to look through. But that is my turn.
That is your turn. Okay, Honos, you're up.
I'm gonna head inside. It's 20, 30. And then there's pretty much nobody inside.
You just see the body pierced on the wood and Morris standing there, victorious.
I'm just gonna move out of the doorway and ready my action in case I see any baddies. That's good for me.
All right, you've readied your action. You do see light coming in from a hallway at the far side of the room, but other than that, no change. Your action is readied. Zium, what are you up to?
Yeah, so I would like to continue to be traumatized. I would like to wail and lament. And then also, I would like to sort of call out to my friends, my newfound friends, and ask them if they see any of my stuff inside that building, because I just ain't no way I'm going in there.
So there is a way that you're going in there.
I roll my eyes.
Well, it's where we're gonna sleep, so you best get used to it. Unless
Okay,
you wanna
Morris,
sleep
it's your
outside
turn.
with the frogs. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk further into the building because there was like a tunnel in the back, right?
There's a hallway extending further
Okay.
off.
I'm gonna extend my music. I'm gonna expend my movement to move back into there as far as I can and look for any more enemies.
Okay. So we'll say it takes about 10 feet to get to the room itself. So looking down the hall, you do see a room in front of you. It is much more well lit. And further off, you do see similar kinds of stonework, more packed earth, dirt, and it definitely appears to be more of this construction. And peering down to the back, you are barely able to catch what looks like pieces of wood that are arranged vertically, but nothing else.
I can walk down into the hallway to.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna keep going?
Yeah, can I make it? I think I can make it all the way to the end and just get a view of this whole area.
All right, so you've got 40 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so taking another 20 feet, you get to the room itself, and inside this room there are two large wooden cages on the far right-hand side, one of which is empty and one of which there is a figure in there, kind of wrapped in dark cloth and just laying on the ground. And off to the left would appear to be salvaged chests.
Okay.
Actually, might as well just draw those in. Laser light show party.
Can I see what's inside of the cage?
Certainly can. Okay, let's see what make you use your last 10 feet of movement. From what you can tell, it's a person that's lying there, just kind of. You see the slow rise and fall of their chest, and you can tell that they are breathing. In fact, it just appears that they are asleep.
Cool.
Morris only cares if it gets to kill it.
And a dark object passes in front of your vision, narrowly missing your head. And as you track it sideways, a spear has just narrowly missed your jaw. As you whip your head to the left, you see one more lizard folk that is hiding kind of off in a larger exit that kind of opens westward from this point.
Hmm.
And as he sees that his attack was unsuccessful, he turns and runs.
Oh
What
no,
a
he
bunch of
doesn't.
wusses.
Oh no, he doesn't. Did I use an action?
I don't think you've used an action. No, you used your movement to come up here. And so
Is
he made his
still-
attack.
He's
And he's
still
gonna
in
bolt.
sight of me though.
After he throws it, he darts around the corner and you lose sight of him. That's as far as your movement will allow you to go into the room.
But
Actually, be even a little less than that. You should be back here. So you still have an action and a bonus action.
hold on, let me. I think I can use my Ring of the Ram against him.
Okay, what?
But I
Let's
don't
take a look.
know. I don't know if I can do it before he moves out of vision of me or not.
Let me read the ring. You can use an action to expend one. The ring produces a spectrum.
Did he already use his action to dash, or is that just his movement?
Well, you used all your movement to get into this room,
Yeah.
and I don't think the ring gives you extra movement.
Does
I think
it
you need to. I don't think
not?
you need to use the ring as part of your movement. Is it actually? Well, when wearing the ring, you can use the action to
movement's
expend the charges.
outside of my normal movement range though, so I don't.
It says to attack one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Huh.
I'll let you make the
What's
decision.
the text?
Okay, so I'll just read it out. This ring has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 charges at dawn. While wearing this ring, you can use an action to expend one of its 3 charges to attack one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. The ring produces a spectral ram's head and makes an attack roll with a bonus. On a hit, for each charge you spend, the target takes 2d10 force damage and is pushed 5 feet away from you. Alternatively, you can expend 1 to 3 of the ring's charges as an action to try and break the object you can see within 60 feet of you that isn't being worn or carried. The ring makes a strength check with a +5 bonus for each charge you spend.
It sounds like a ranged attack to me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a melee attack. It doesn't say anything about it. Okay, I'll rule you can do it.
Okay. Cool. It says I can expend 1, 2, 3 of the charges. What happens if I expend more than one?
Then the damage that it can do goes up.
Okay. Cool. Well, then I guess I'll expend 2 charges to try to attack it if it's in vision. I don't know what I'd roll for this though. Do I just roll a 1d20 and then add the bonus? Is that how it works?
It says, yeah, so you would make the d20 roll and then add the bonus. And how many charges are you expending?
2.
Okay, 2 charges. All right,
Actually-
and
Can I don't know. I don't think I can reckless attack with this.
no, this would not be something you can reckless attack with.
Okay.
Reckless attack, I think, is melee weapons only.
Well, that's what I was checking. That's why I didn't know. Yeah, melee only. Okay. Unless it's considered melee.
No, you are not
Um,
within melee range.
So
Alright.
I'm on the like open 5e wiki thing. It looks like you make this attack with a +7 to hit, like just base, like doesn't matter what your stats are.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the bonus. So it's you roll the d20 and then you get that bonus.
I think my regular attack would add that anyways.
And then if you're using 2 charges, then it's 4d10 force damage and push it 10 feet away.
Okay, so did you include the 7 in this?
The 7 should be included because I think it should say plus. Yeah. So it's the
Okay,
roll
so
plus
you
7.
rolled a 5.
Yeah. And I'll roll the 2d10 because I'm expending 2 charges just in case I hit.
Okay, so Morris, as you see this creature as it begins to take off, you kind of briefly rub the ring that you've attuned yourself to, and bursting forth out of the ring itself is the head of a ram. It's just fixated its eyes forward on this target, and it careens forward. The lizard folk just barely twisting out of the path of this ram's head as it charges forward. Now, I don't think it does damage to other stuff that it misses. I would say that if it did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, okay, it doesn't. I don't think it does anything else.
Okay.
All right, so this spectral ram's head ushers forth out of you, and just narrowly misses this creature that then twists and runs out of your sight line.
Okay. Yep. And I do not travel with it, right? Because
No,
the
you do not
person
travel
who used it before, I think, traveled with it, but I guess not. Sounds good. I missed.
All right, so you lose sight of the creature.
Yep.
Okay, actually, that ends its turn. All right, Sorwin, you're up.
I'm gonna go inside the house and just kind of poke around. I want to go. I'm right here. I guess I'm just gonna go inside the house and look around for any loot to support my drug habit. Perception check preemptively.
I'll say your movement can get you to this door,
Okay.
and then you can use your action to dash in there if you want.
All right. Yeah, I'll dash in.
Okay, and you're just gonna look around the room.
So a dash can go double my movement.
Yes, so you would get another 30 feet of movement from the door. So you could get about halfway down the hallway, or maybe a third of the way down the hallway.
I guess I'll just go. Yeah, I'll just go in this main room and look around if I see anything that's interesting.
Make a perception check.
And I see everything.
Taking a look around the room, there is not really a lot here. Like I said, there's piles of wooden stakes that appear to be used to either repair the large obstruction at the broken wall, or in a pinch could be used as a spear. You see a few unlit torches that are kind of cast off to the side, but other than that, not much in this room.
Okay, can I grab one of the wooden spikes and use it as a spear, potentially?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I have a spike now.
All right, you have one spear in your inventory.
I end my turn.
All right, Theon, you're up.
Okay.
Spear.
I check inside the door, and I'm horrified as to what I see. And I see the body on the ground. Has anybody looted that body?
The one that's like spiked onto the wood.
Yes.
No one has looted that, to your knowledge.
I would like to check that body.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. 2.
Goddamn. Maybe you want to roll your own dice.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Wow. You don't find anything on the lizard folk of you.
Okay. Other than that, I walk back outside because I notice the one guy having a nervous breakdown. I do have one question. Is this like little platform that my guy's on right now? Is that like above the height where he's at? Like, do I have like a vantage point?
You don't have much of an upwards angle on him aside from the fact that he's seated and you're standing. But you're on essentially a wooden walkway that's been constructed to meet this building.
Is there like if I went prone, could people on the other side see me?
If you went prone, could people on the other side of what?
Like where Achilles at? Would he be able to see me there? Like say if I wanted to like just make sure like nothing happens.
He could
to
see
him.
you now.
But if
There's
I went
nothing
prone-
blocking vision from him. And if you went
Okay.
prone, then he would look over and see you lying on your stomach.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna stand there with my back up against the wall in front of the doorway.
All right.
Or near the doorway, like right here.
Okay, you are standing there, back rested to the wall. Honos, you're up.
Okay, oop, drop my phone.
Jeez.
I'm gonna follow. Let's see. 25. Nope, I can't do anything useful. That's my movement and my dash.
I mean, you could use your action to triple dash if you wanted.
I suppose I could. I'll go in. I guess I see the aftermath of the kerfuffle, and I'll go chasing off after the guy before he warns anybody.
Okay, so as you round the corner, you enter the room and you see Morris kind of intently facing towards where this creature came from. You also see a spear on the ground. Well, you don't see the creature, but you see him looking towards this corner, kind of with murderous intent.
I move towards the corner. Oh my god, it's a bad guy. I move towards the bad guy.
Well, he has taken off. So from where he threw his spear, he used his full movement, is just on the other side of this wooden barricade. So he's kind of climbed up and over, and then got into the far side.
What a guy. Okay, it's my turn.
Zium.
I would like to whimper about the fact that everybody is gone and that's scary, and so I run.
I'm standing right.
I run after everybody. I don't know, roughly that far.
Yeah, we'll say you can use your action to dash, and you So as you're running across this boardwalk, you kind of eager to be around other individuals and not really
You're
liking the
getting
prospect
really
of being alone.
staticky.
So not excited at the prospect of being alone here once again. You
Yeah.
follow the rest of your party inwards,
Being alone is even scarier than that building.
and you do pass by Theon, who appears to have kind of stuck around out here and has just been keeping an eye on you as you stood up and approached the building.
I feel slightly reassured by that.
You enter the building, and it's a relatively empty building in here, but the smell is familiar, and you know this is the place. All right, Morris, you're up.
Can I get close enough to that guy to attack him?
You can get to the inside of the wooden barricade. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but rage, you have to do you have to be successfully attacked, or does somebody just have to make an attack roll against you? Because you were attacked and not hit last round, and you attacked and missed last round.
It ends if I have not attacked a hostile creature since my last turn or taken damage since then. But I think the
ram's head would count as an
ring.
attack, though.
Yeah. So I think I'm still in rage. But regardless, could I attack him through the gate, or is
You could, but I'm gonna say it's a disadvantage if you try. Like you
Game's
could
out
just
of the
barely
chat
kind of
room,
haul
by the
yourself.
way.
I'll bump him up. Game.
Yep, ready.
okay. I'd be at disadvantage to attack him though.
Well, if you're just trying to attack like over the gate, you're going to be at disadvantage.
Okay, but I could reckless to make it null.
You could also. This barricade would count as an object that is breakable.
So I could break it, then attack him.
Well, I was thinking as far as that Ring of the Ram goes. But yes, you could break it, then attack him. I think the ring's action counts, or the ring's usage counts as your action, though.
Right, but I could just break it with my normal battle axe and then attack him, right?
Taking a look at this gate, it would probably take a few good whacks. Like this.
All right.
This appears to have been constructed to prevent people from getting past easily.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just take 2 reckless attacks over the gate at him.
Okay, so it cancels out the disadvantage. You're at straight rolls. Make your 2 attacks. So bring your axe up in a big vertical attack. This portion of the building is quite clear up a ways, so you can take a big vertical strike and bringing it down, and you manage to get a good solid connection onto the shoulder of this lizard folk.
Yeah, suck it.
So that's 17 on the first hit. And okay. And so the axe embedding in this creature, you actually manage to get enough of a pull on it that you can actually, when withdrawing the axe, throw it off momentum and pull it towards you. And you just bring the axe back and another vertical strike downwards, this one cleaving right down on top of the skull, and you just destroy anything from the top of its head to about the top of its shoulders. There's just a large cloven axe blade that has parted that section of the body.
Nice.
Morris, you don't even seem fair.
Broken.
The body of the lizard folk seems to kind of slump down against the spiked barricade.
Could I pull it back over the barricade as a bonus, or would that? I'll just wait till my next turn. No worries.
Well, that's gonna end combat for the time being.
No.
I'm gonna say though that your attacks and kind of exposing that part of your body and then trying to, you said pull it back, like you're trying to pull the body over, or just your axe?
Well, I could do the axe then the body. I just want to get the body back on this side of the gate.
Okay, so in the process of trying to get your axe and the body back over, you take a collective 3 points of piercing damage from the wooden barricade, which would be half to 2.
Okay.
Honos, you see your large companion just obliterate this lizard folk. It's not even fair. There's no competition. And you can see Morris almost with a sort of dissatisfied kind of shrug to his shoulders.
I think we could just take on the whole lizard folk army.
He brings the lizard folk corpse to this side of the barricade. And so this time, let's say that everybody else manages to collect themselves in this second chamber. Zium, you head towards a chest that's off in the corner of the room, and opening it up, you see all of your belongings. Everything that was taken from you. You also find a couple more daggers and a letter that is not yours.
It's illegal to open other people's mail.
Does it have a name on it?
Yes, it does. The name says Daryl.
Don't feel like I knew anybody named Daryl.
Make an intelligence check.
You mean in real life? Okay, just normal intelligence.
Yep. Okay, there should be there in your inventory now. So,
Oh, I see it.
as you flip the envelope over, there is a wax seal that is pressed against the back of the envelope, and it is. You see what looks to be a large kind of iron needle, well, or what you would assume would be an iron needle, and tied to the end through the loop is a large ornate knot and an artistic kind of encircling of the rope around the bottom points, forming essentially a circle that forms a crest. And so it has this kind of vertically oriented needle in this multiple loops of rope.
This is in the letter?
No, this is on the seal, on the back, the wax seal of the letter.
Oh, like it's the design of the seal.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Can I make like a history check or something to know what that, to see if I recognize that seal?
Oh, I was going to use the intelligence check.
Or okay, yeah, that one I already did. Does that seal look familiar to me?
The seal does not look familiar, no, but it does bears many strong nautical themes. From the way the ropes are done and kind of represented, it seems to have a lot of similarity to other nautical things that you've, or at least other human nautical insignias that you've seen. And dealing with, some of the trade amongst the cities, you have at least some experience with the ports and the captains and their various dealings.
This is the seal of some sailors.
Speaking of sailors,
So
who's-
wait, yeah, who's in the cage? I think I'm concerned about that even before the letter.
So who's investigating the cage?
Everybody.
everyone.
There's a dude in the cage. Who's not interested?
All right. So as the group of you kind of huddle around this cage, there appears to be a sleeping figure on the inside.
Is that Holg? The kid?
Make a perception check. It does not appear to be Holg, and there's something familiar about this person, but it's been a while since you've seen them.
Captain Burnley? I mean, not
No,
Captain.
But
Navigator.
it is someone from that ship. And you do recognize the human form of Faisal Camille, one of the individuals that initially boarded the ship with you when it was leaving from Baldur's Gate. And they appear to be kind of laying on their side, asleep for the moment, looking a little worse for the wear.
I don't remember him.
Yeah.
You don't remember much about this individual. You just recall seeing them on the ship.
I don't remember seeing him on the ship. I'll knock on the gate anyway, or the cage anyways. Try to get their attention.
Couldn't
The
we just
individ-
open the cage?
The
Huh?
individual in the cage shoots up with a start and kind of opens his eyes and then backs against the bars of the cage, looking up at you and seeing a human instead of a lizard folk for the first time in who knows how long.
Do they look like they can fight?
It's good to see someone that isn't green. Looking at them, they appear to be rather weak and malnourished. And they might be capable of fighting if they were in better condition.
Who has food?
I think everyone has food.
Let's give them food.
I'd like to open the cage.
So you go forward and you kind of undo.
As I do it, I'm saying to them, lucky for you, we're here to let you out. We also hate stupid lizard people. Hashtag lizard racist stereotype.
The figure kind of steps forward towards you and kind of looks at you for a moment, and you look at him, and he's got skin a little darker than yours and kind of brown hair, brown eyes, and looks at you for a moment and says, "I remember you. You used to be in one of those," and indicates to the empty cage over there. Looks like you've done not so bad for yourself.
Yes, thank goodness. Let's speak of it no more. I don't want to remember.
And he gives a soft chuckle and a weak smile and kind of hobbles outwards. And you can see now this individual, they're moving as if they have not eaten in several days. And so they are weak at best.
We collectively give them food.
He takes some of the food and water that you give him and eagerly begins just chowing down as fast as he can. And after taking a big swig from the water skin, he kind of cleans his mouth with the side of his arm.
I think give him a water skin and not a wine skin, right?
Yeah, you give him water.
Okay.
I mean, you can give him wine if you want.
I don't think I have any more.
Well, you're the one that's got to manage your inventory.
Yeah.
I must admit, I didn't think I would see any, well, friendly faces, even if they are strangers. Wait a minute. You I recognize. And he points to you, Morris. Yeah, you were on that ship. Hey, what happened to you?
The ship. The SS Kidney.
Yeah, we passed through that crazy fucking storm.
That's the name of the ship. The SS Kidney.
No, that's what he calls it.
I like it.
Yeah, we didn't kill Burnley.
Nah,
Oh,
it's too
well.
bad. Piece of shit escaped.
We know where he is, but we didn't kill him. Yep,
Wait, so you know where he went after the mines?
the mines.
Well, yes, I was following him for a little while. Thought he might have something worth taking. But he got roped up in some business. Came back a few days ago. He's been licking the boots of the reeve of the village. Anytime he's not sucking up to him in his big fancy house, I see him in the temple.
Hmm.
But he was called to the mines not too long ago. Some disturbance there. And I lost sight of him after that.
Well, that might be something worth investigating later. I give him a thumbs up.
He kind of weakly waves his hand towards you in a kind of thanks motion.
I go sit on the other side of the room.
So what's everybody else up to while this conversation is transpiring?
Making sure there are no bad guys outside coming to kill us.
Make a perception check. Also, where are you looking?
I look out the west, and then after I look out there, I'm gonna go to the south part of the building and look out there.
I'm gonna collect and stow my belongings.
All right, make sure you appropriately update your inventory. Honos, I need you to make 2 perception checks. Okay, you see no one from the west as you kind of look out over the barricade. And coming off to the south, taking a look down, you see moving torchlights, but you don't see anything that's headed in this direction right now.
Wait, I'm not down there anymore.
No, I moved everybody into this room because I would
Oh,
assume
yeah.
you would all reconvene. Okay, I can pull this individual up. So they're resting their back against the wall here. ZM, as you're rooting through the chest, the individual kind of catches your attention. Hey, do you see my cloak in there?
Is there a cloak in the chest?
There is nothing else aside from your belongings and the letter that you found.
I'm afraid there's no cloak, but might this letter belong to you? And I show him the letter. The seal seems as though it may have been from your boat.
It's not my boat. I took it from the captain's quarters before I left. So I suppose if it's anyone's, it's his. Sons of bitches, I paid a lot of money for that cloak. It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe
Is
it's
it-
on the corpse of some lizard man.
Is
No,
it
they
an
seem to be taking
invisibility
anything of
cloak?
worth. I mean, you could ask him that.
What does the cloak look like?
It's kind of like a a deep violet, very, very light red trim around the whole thing. Nice hood, and well, I'd really like it back if you find it.
I will try. By the way, I introduce myself.
He extends his hand but doesn't get up from his seated position, but extends his hand. Faisal.
And I am Ziam Faisal. Nice to meet you. Why were you carrying this letter?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I had to get out of there, and I heard it, and I couldn't crack the big chest, so I took whatever I could. Figured I might ransom it back to him, but son of a bitch never turned up again.
Do you know what it contains?
That beats me.
I look around to my companions and say, "Do you think we should open it?"
Open it.
What are we opening?
I mean, it has no relevance to the here and now.
Wait, what?
This letter has no relevance to the here and now. So
I mean, other
If
than
it's-
being curious.
If it belongs to the captain of the SS Kidney, that's where he got it from the captain's quarters there, right?
That's what he told you.
Yeah, I think it's best we return it to the captain.
All right.
Yeah.
well, right now we need to find somewhere to sleep so we don't all die and
I vote
our casters have their spells.
we sleep in the bottom room and then barricade off the hallway. But that's just me.
I vote we sleep too. Preferably an 8-hour sleep
Ooh.
to get my spells back.
Still don't think this is a great spot to rest, but
Oh, what's a better
I mean,
spot?
there's no.
I mean,
nowhere
there
else.
is no better spot,
Yeah,
but
the whole rest of the forest is bad guys and bad things. At least this is somewhat protected.
So let's go into the bottom room, barricade it off, and then we'll keep shifts watching.
Okay, yeah, let's do shifts. That's exactly. Yes.
sounds good.
We do that.
All right. So you are barricading where you guys are sleeping, where, what are the shifts for watching? I need a little bit more details on this.
I'll take first shift because it's probably more light out, and my perception sucks apparently.
I'll take second shift.
All right, it'll be 2 4-hour watches.
Yeah, I can take second shift. We still get full rest on watch,
Yeah, do we
right?
still get full rest, right?
Well, yes, you do. What a long rest is. It doesn't mean that you necessarily are asleep for all 8 hours. It means you are resting for 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
In the case of half elves
Okay.
and elves, you guys go into your trance. You only really need to be kind of out of it for 4 hours.
Well, that's an old rule. That's not true for 5e, I don't think.
Really? I thought it was in the it's in the elf racial traits.
Elf, maybe, not half elf. I've never seen it.
Really? Oh, okay. I guess it's an elf thing then.
Yeah, I'll take second shift, I guess.
Okay, and you guys are barricading where and how?
The hallway with whatever we can.
Okay, well, immediately around you are there are the cages that Faisal and Ziam were formerly kept in. There are just piles of kind of wooden sticks and spears that are used to. They're just kind of housed in the lower room. There's the already existing gate that's down here.
Are we able to move the cages easily?
You're able to move them relatively easily, yeah. They're not like secured down to the ground per se.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just move them over the hallway so we can hear them being moved.
Okay, so you're gonna move one to block the hallway here.
Yeah. I think that's
Okay.
good enough. But we'll be in the south room, so.
All right, are you guys barricading off here anywhere?
I don't think there's a
I
need
mean, there
to.
is a pre-existing barricade there already. Just keeping that in mind.
I don't think we need to. We just have to hide the body. So we can drag the body into like the hallway or something.
Well, the body is. I'm assuming it's in the room with you.
Yeah. Yep.
So the body is in here right now.
Yeah, that's fine. If they find the body, they're gonna find the moved cage and nobody in the cages, so. Alright. Sounds good. I guess
Yeah.
we'll sleep with that.
All right, so Theon, you're on first watch.
It's an elf trait called trance. It's only for elves, though.
Yeah, it's only
Four
elves.
elves.
I was wrong. It was for 5e.
All right, so everyone tries to find whatever comforts they can. I think some people have bedrolls and they break out their bedroll. Theon, I want you to roll 2 perception checks.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out my own dice.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
All right.
And a 2. Let me see what my I have a -1 on perception checks, so that's a natural 20 and a 1. Not a natural 1.
All right. So as your watch goes by, you're keeping quite a sharp eye out, and you do notice that there is kind of a regular pattern of movements of some of the kind of lights off in the distance, which you assume must be patrols of the lizard folk. And they do seem to have their various patterns, but none of those patterns seem to coincide with this location. And the 4 hours of your watch seem to pass without any upset or interrupt.
Okay. I go and wake up the next watch person, which was Mo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Morris, you are roused from your slumber by Theon. The sound of the rain has long since stopped, and all of you have kind of found whatever patches of this area that are covered in the ramshackle roof. And you've managed to find some kind of light and dryness with one torch slowly burning down in the corner of the room. The stone construction not really providing a lot for warmth per se, but it's walls and a roof. So Morris, I need you to make 2 perception checks.
Will they be a disadvantage because of my exhaustion, or how's that work?
No, you're resting, so well, actually, no, you haven't finished your long rest, so yes, they are a disadvantage.
Okay.
All right, so peering out, you do see, looking about, you see that there are individuals that are, as the night passes on, you see larger groupings of lizard folk beginning to move around with a greater degree of frequency. You see individuals that are raised up and riding some of the larger lizards that you had seen previously when you were standing atop the cliff. And what you notice is some of these groups and clusters are beginning to form are beginning to hold their position. And you're looking down west here. You do see a group of them holding position on the very, very edge of your vision. And you can only see this because the dawn light is slowly starting to break into this area. And you see them way, way down here. If you zoom out on the map,
Mm-hmm.
you see them down here.
Mm-hmm. But they're just standing there, not moving.
They are standing there.
Okay.
All right. Everyone finishes their long rest. There appears to be no incursions over the course of the night. Everyone gets half your maximum hit dice back. You get all your health back. Spells are recharged. Uses of Bardic Inspiration are refreshed. Rage is refreshed. Sorcery points are refreshed.
I think I have to roll a 1d3 for the ram ring, right?
Yes, so roll a 1d4 minus 1.
Or a 1d3? Is there a difference? 1d4 minus
Well, because a
1.
1d4 minus 1
can
means you
roll a
may
0.
regain no charges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's actually 1d3, you probably want to roll a d6 and divide by 2.
Okay, so you regain 1 charge on your ring.
Yeah. Well, it says 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. Oh well, I'll just take 1. Cool beans.
All right, so the group of you come to the your former prison. Ziam, you've woken up here before, but this is a bit of a different perspective, and it feels different this time. You know you're a free man. It feels good.
Doesn't feel that good though, because I have some bad memories.
Fuck this place. All right, and I'm going to call it there for the time being.
Cool beans.
We will see what is in store for you tomorrow morning.